Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, Tracy Makarenko, our intuitive healer, our holistic life coach, spiritual teacher, best-selling author, and so much more. She's from Healing Possibilities, right? That's the name of the book as well as the company?
Name of the company. The book is Upside In.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tracy, you're back today. We've talked a lot, and I know we're excited to do a little guided type of meditation today. Let's remind everyone a little bit about your background and, of course, your specialties and how we can contact you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in business for over 20 years. I have a lot of tools in my toolbox. I kind of a one-stop shop, but instead of having a big long title, I call myself an intuitive healer. So I offer intuitive healing sessions along with holistic life coaching. I'm certified as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And those healing and coaching sessions is all about raising up your frequency and taking you to a new place, allowing change to happen in your life, and me being there to support you during those changes and whatever's happening. We will kind of go through a guided meditation today that's going to give you a better idea of what the different frequencies are. Maybe you've been in some of these frequencies or realities before, but we'll go through it and talk about it later. Also written 2 books, Moving from the Outside In, and then co-authored the Amazon bestseller, I'm a Brilliant Woman. And I teach workshops, all levels of Reiki, Usui, and Karuna Reiki. And then I always have other workshops. I'm doing weekend women workshops, or I have my new moon that comes up once a month. So yeah, I just love helping people,
I
feel
see.
better.
And are those the books in the background over there?
Yeah, I have put them up today.
I love it. Awesome, awesome. And how can we find you? Find out more about you and, of course, about the books and where we can purchase them?
So my website is tracymakarenko.com, TracyMakarenko.com, and email me at the same address, Tracy at tracymakarenko.com, or you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. So yeah, just reach out if you have any questions or comments, I guess. Yeah, love to hear
Awesome.
from you.
And you mentioned you're going to do a guided meditation, right? So, and
Yeah.
what do you do this with your clients for? Can you explain a little bit about it before we actually kind of get into it?
Yeah, so when I do the intuitive healing sessions, I don't so much use the guided visualizations, but the one-on-one coaching and in my workshops, I always have guided visualizations. So I find that they help people not only heal parts of themselves, but it also brings an awareness of maybe the things they're not paying attention to. And so I'm really good at holding space for people who are in meditation. These aren't like, they're more like a guided visualization. So even if you can't see red apple, when I say red apple, you might be able to feel something. We've talked about all the different ways people are intuitive. So,
Hear,
I mean,
see,
they might
touch.
feel it, yeah, touch, sense in their minds or see. So, even if you can't really connect to it, just sit in it and it will land somewhere in your body, and there'll be, a shift somewhere along the way.
In guided meditation, right? There's times
Yeah.
where, I mean, is it like a hypnosis? Do you kind of go into a different mode? How do I?
I think so. I mean, I think everyone should have their own little meditations every single day for 10 to 20 minutes. And we'll get into that in a different podcast because I want to make sure we get through this whole thing. But, there's a couple rules for meditation. You should always have a straight back. So you shouldn't be slouching. You shouldn't be leaning in something. Your back should be straight. Your feet should be flat on the floor. If they're not, you put a pillow between you and the floor so you're not sitting there dangling away. You can, of course, sit cross-legged, but you should probably have some type of cushion that you're sitting on just so your legs don't go numb, because you don't want to be pulled out of the meditation or the visualization because you're paying attention to your legs getting all tingly. So, there's just a couple little guidelines there about going into meditations. Um, we we talked last week about cancer. Pretty big topic when you come to intuitive healing.
Huge.
People have a lot of different things to say about it. And holistic healing can absolutely help people in a lot of different ways that are dealing with any type of disease or ailment, including cancer. It really depends on the person's state of mind, on how much they can accept as a healing. Sometimes people are gung-ho and they heal. We know people heal from cancer, and we know they heal from cancer in a lot of different ways. But we know there's some people who don't, and that's just the truth. And your mother was sadly lost that way, as a lot of us have family and friends have also lost. But this healing also gives people the ability to release fear and find a place of peace. And so at the very basis of what I do and a lot of other people do holistically, that's the main thing we try to offer, is to reduce people's anxieties and allow them to find a place in their being where they feel more peaceful. So today's guided visualization is about 5 doorways, and each doorway has a different frequency. And during our lifetime, we've all lived in each of these frequencies at some point in time. It doesn't matter on what your income is. It doesn't matter on your social standing. People go through these frequencies because they're more a state of mind than they are a place where you live. So I'm just going to put that out there first. Are you going to close your eyes and join us today, Jill? Okay.
Thank you for the permission. Yes.
Okay, so everyone listening, just close your eyes and take a big breath in and a breath out, breathing in and breathing out. And I want you to imagine that you're standing in front of doorway number 5. Now, through this doorway is a reality that's characterized with fear and darkness. The people that live through this doorway live a life that is full of fear and physical pain. There's so much desperation and illness and sadness and betrayal and feeling alone. There may be absolute financial desperation or feelings of financial scarcity. Many people in this reality may frequently feel a lot of apprehension or anxiety in their lives, even about really small decisions. They may feel lost or hopeless. And it may be helpful to remember if you have ever lived in doorway number 5. And if so, remember how that felt and what you experienced. So connect to the energy of heartbreak and turmoil that people living from doorway number 5 experience. And imagine what it would be like if this is all you knew and you thought you had to continue living like this throughout your entire future. How would that feel to believe that your future would be like this? So I don't see a lot of people in this reality, in this doorway, but they typically do find a way out if they want one, through a book or a podcast or a conversation or something will help them shift. But I want anybody to know that if they are listening, they can reach out and I'm happy to help them. So big breath in and big breath out, and we're going to move on to doorway number 4. Now, through doorway number 4 is a reality that's somewhat better than 5, perhaps by 20%. but there's still significant disappointment, worry, doubt, and chaos here. Occasionally, there's a glimmer of hope, but still a very challenging place to live from. There's a lack of abundance and a fear or dread of the future. There may be discomfort and quite a bit of insecurity. There is not a lot of joy or happiness, and for many, this is a scary place to be. So connect to the energy of doorway number 4, what it would be like to live in this place of doubt, disappointment, and challenge. Can you relate to this? It may be helpful to remember if you have ever lived here. So go ahead and feel that energy in your body. Connect to the energy of frustration and longing for things to get better, but not having a vision of how to make that happen, because that is a common experience from here. How easy would it be for you to carry out your goals if you thought your future would always be in this reality? The clients I see at this level have a glimmer of hope and are desperate for change. They also have a lot of physical pain, depression, and anxiety. They feel a lot of relief after that initial intuitive healing session. So what I'd like you to do now, if you're ready, is imagine you're standing in front of doorway number 3. There is some energy that feels good, 20 to 30% better than doorway number 4. But there is still a feeling of unsettledness. Doorway number 3 does not feel desperate or as if you're in survival mode, but life is still a mixed bag of optimistic feelings mixed with discouragement. People who live in this reality have moments of happiness and occasionally even periods of joy, but they're always overshadowed by a frequent sense of doubt that it's all going to end soon. There's a tendency to attempt to control others and oneself instead of allowing oneself and others to simply be. There are feelings of pleasure and connection, but they frequently get interrupted by stress or pressure and feelings of overwhelm about how to handle life or worry about relationships, finance, and career. People here know a better life is possible, but they don't know how to get there. And many believe that other people can have great lives, but it's just not in the cards for them. Typically, life in doorway number 3 is not filled with physical pain or horrible disease, but there are still some concerns about health and uncertainty about the way to best take care of one's health. Finances are more stabilized than the previous doorways, but people living within this reality still have stress about money or career that prevent them from fully enjoying any prosperity they do have, or they feel like if they do allow themselves to enjoy their prosperity, others will be jealous and think they are arrogant. So I invite you to connect with the energy of doorway number 3. What do you notice about this reality? Is it familiar to you? Can you relate to it? So my clients at this level want a better life. They don't like the ups and downs, the happy, the sad. Something needs to change. There are some physical pain issues to sort out, but it's more about healing relationships with people, money, and oneself. They're tired of taking medication to get healthy. Many are tapping into their intuition and really want to start manifesting a life that they are dreaming about. So, if everyone's ready, let's go to doorway number 2. This doorway feels really good. There's a lot of love and light in this reality, at least 20% more than doorway number 3. There's financial prosperity. People living in this reality have a fairly strong prosperity consciousness, so they can more easily trust in abundance and see a clear vision of how to have a future with prosperity, fun, and ease. So there's not a lot of concern about money. In this reality, there is not a lot of struggle. People feel good about their health and are confident about how to take care of themselves or who to turn to when help is needed with their health and other areas of their life. Relationships are healthy, honest, and respectful. There may be some misunderstandings, but people in this reality are open to seeking out tools to help create more loving relationships and more love-filled lives. If you live in this reality, you have a good balance of play and fun and work. There are still some challenges from time to time and still some struggle, but for the most part, living through doorway number 2 feels pretty good. You feel more peace, more hope, and have more energy. So connect with this energy, the energy of having a very happy, satisfying life with mostly ups and very few downs. How does this feel to you? Can you relate to this energy? Have you ever lived here? So clients that come to me at this frequency level are looking to heal their inner child wounds, traumas. They're doing one-on-one coaching to really understand themselves better. They want a healthier relationship with everyone in their life, including themselves, and are doing the deeper work. Their mind is starting to really open up to that spiritual connection. But as great as doorway number 2 was, there is a doorway number 1. And life in doorway number 1 is really magical and beautiful. It's a life of peace and joy and love and gratitude and abundance, perhaps beyond anything you've ever experienced or that you have only experienced for short periods of time. Your life is filled with grace and ease, and it flows beautifully. Even when there are challenges, you are able to feel all the love, support, and light in your life and enjoy the opportunity to learn what is unfolding in your life. You easily receive help and support with all the different opportunities for growth you experience. Doorway number 1, you appreciate life and the miracle you really are. You are grateful for your health. You have an amazing relationship with your body and spirit, and you can remember each day what is truly important. You retain a strong sense of balance and follow your even during periods of personal, family, or planetary challenges. You have a sense of humor and you don't take things too seriously. Your relationships are strong, healthy, and so fulfilling. You are surrounded by people who love and support you and want only the best for you. Your family and friends are able to see you for who you are now and really appreciate your gifts. You feel totally blessed and grateful for all your experiences. You live in abundance. On every day, you love every day. Life is your playground. You are filled up with love and your days are magical. So I'd like you to connect with this energy. What would it be like to have your days be a series of unfolded miracles and your life is what you've always dreamed it could be?
Wow.
Yeah.
Feels
Isn't that cool?
beautiful.
It feels
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah. So Jill, along with everyone else listening, I want you to breathe in, like hold that energy you feel about having fun every day and laughing every day and feeling life is, full of abundance and you're strong and healthy and you feel fulfilled. Just pull all that into yourselves right now. So even if you're not here at this level right now, you know where to go to connect to it. So it can be just like, the fishing rod, and you're just like throwing out your reel and you're catching this at any time during a moment in your life when you're not quite there. And you know that it's just so close and you just have to reel that life into you.
Mm.
So big breath in, big breath out. When you feel you've tapped in and you've got that sunken into your cellular memory and your mind, you can come on back, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, and opening your eyes.
Yawn too. Wow. That felt good. Wow. Ooh.
Yeah, wow. So I love that guided visualization because it really gives us a sense of where we've been and where we can go.
Oh,
Um,
that room
how
felt
many
so good.
doorways? How many doorways have you lived in, Jill?
I'm gonna say 3. I'm very lucky not to be in 4 or 5, but I was picturing my mom in 4 and 5. But yeah, I'm definitely 1 through 3er for sure.
Yeah,
Mostly number 2, I'd say would be me, but things have changed in life and makes you, yeah. But
yeah.
wow.
And we do bounce between those
And,
different doorways for sure. You know, we might have one section of our life that's up here and another section we're still
mm-hmm.
working on down there. I definitely have been in periods, very short periods of 5, when you're feeling that desperation and you just don't even know what to do and you don't want to talk to any of your friends about it or family because things are just too embarrassing or you're so full of shame and you just don't want to share those bits and pieces. Maybe not my whole life, but definitely pieces of my life have been in 4 and 5. I think I spent most of my life in 3 for a long, long time. It's like, oh, if something good happens here, something bad has to happen here because it's got to balance out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a truth, Then you get up to doorway 2 and 1 and you realize you can just keep getting more and more and you don't connect the things that potentially you think might be bad with things because you've had something good.
Hmm. Thank you. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And I was thinking like specifically through the doors, what's in there, what type of people are in there, how, and when you're working with someone, and I'm sure you've worked with people through door 5, unfortunately or fortunately, right? And how,
Yeah.
I mean, how hard of a change is that to come out of that door to work your way down? Does anyone ever go from door 5 to like 1 or 2, or it's a process from 5 to 4, 4 to 3?
Yeah.
Can you describe that?
I
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is definitely more of a process. It would be hard to go from, multiple doors unless you've already been somewhere and you've had like a drop somewhere and you
Yeah.
can probably bounce back and forth. It's like the person who made $1 million, if they lose it, they know how to make it again.
Hmm.
You can connect to that energy, of course. But digging yourself, and maybe that's not the right term, I apologize. But moving yourself from one frequency to another is work,
Okay.
and there's something that has to like put that light in your step or in your eyes and you're ready to make that change. I'm sure you've had moments in your life and it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. Like I am
Yeah.
so done. I'm getting off the hamster wheel and I'm moving forward. And if that means I have to not see these people anymore because they keep dragging me down, I guess I'm moving. Like I've literally moved to get away from people that I just can't be around anymore because they're so desperately unhealthy.
Oh, wow.
I know that's not easy. Some people can't just get up and move, but you can do something. There's something you can do, whether it's, reach out to someone like me who you can be in a workshop,
Perfect. Yep.
like even my new moon circle, we do different guided visualizations like this that can help raise up your frequency. If you can find meditation groups for a donation, when you're at those lower levels, there's like a lot of things. You just have to open your mind
Got
to
it.
try and
All
figure
right.
out where you want to go.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. All right. How can we reach out to you? Please share.
Yeah, so Tracy Makarenko is my website, TracyMakarenko.com. You can email me. You can also go on to Facebook or Instagram under Tracy Makarenko and find me there. Please reach out. This is my passion. I love moving people through these doorways, Jill.
I
I
know.
love seeing the change. I look back at so many like tens of thousands of clients and just see how they've moved and shifted their lives and now they are stepping into their passion and their role and they're taking it forward and helping people, so
Well,
yeah, I
thank
love
you
it.
so much. Really pleasure having you here again. And thanks for being here and for guiding us through that meditation. It feels good. I feel something really good. When it got to 211, I feel like the sun was coming out. I didn't realize that the sun was coming out, but I felt the brightness on my face and a warmth. So I think that's where I want to be. And thank you for
Thank
helping
you.
people like me and everyone else get there with your work. Thank you, Tracy. That was so cool. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tracy
Well, I hope you have a
Makarenko,
great day.
you too. And check her out on Instagram, social media too. She's very active. All right. Have a great day. Thank you again.
You
Bye
too.
bye. Sun's
Okay,
coming
bye,
out again. I
Jill.
feel it.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcasts on the go and don't miss a minute of the action. Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcasts on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.